In this video, we're going to build a very basic structure for the house, just basically walls and maybe a few interior setups, and show you guys how the modular home kit gets put together. So we'll start by opening up our modular house style 1, and we'll go to building components, exterior, and exterior wall. If you look, these walls are also an interior wall and an exterior wall at the same time. So when you build, you got to keep that in mind when you're placing objects. And I designed it this way to be as fast as possible to put a house together. So we'll just start off with the basic wall. We'll duplicate this. Oh, let's start over. We'll change our snap settings to 10, and that way everything will snap together pretty quick. So we'll just put this together like so. I'm actually going to take this piece here out. We're going to place a doorway in there. And there's two types of doorways here. You have a bigger doorway for what I would call a double wide. And this doorway will give you a doorway it's more of a, I guess, a design. It's got two glass windows on it, and it's just a little bit bigger, but for now we're just going to use a basic doorway, just for the sake of putting this together quickly. And that's basically about it for a door. We'll put a corner on here. So we just go to building components, corners. You have basic corners, which actually have a corner piece molded into the wall, where you can see this corner. It's basically just a 45-degree cut in it. You can use them, or if you want to have an effect. This house isn't put together, by the way. It's a work in progress. But if you look, this wall has a trim on the corner piece. So if you want to have that, you would actually not use a corner piece at all. You would end up just using a straight exterior wall piece, which is going to be in your main exterior building components folder. So you would just take them, and I'll show you the difference. There's two ways you can do this. You can take this wall and you can duplicate it, and you can put it in at a 45, just like that. And you would always want your points together when doing it this way. So you would just make sure that these 2 points right here on the wall intersect. And then you would take your corners, and then you'd see this under corner piece here, your exterior corner trim, and then you would just slide that into place just like that, and that would give you that corner. Or if you didn't want that look and you didn't want it to be that way, then you would just take a basic corner, an outer left piece, and I'll show you the difference of that in a minute. But so if you wanted to do it the other way, you would take a outer left corner, and the naming convention is actually pretty simple once you get used to it. If you're looking at a wall and you want a corner piece, a 90-degree corner, if you're looking at a wall that's intersecting this way, so where my mouse cursor is, you would go this way and then up, I guess. This would be your left piece because it's the left side of your screen. So while looking at the wall, your left corners are going to be on the left side of your screen. So anyways, you can see that 45 is cut in there. So then we'll put an outer right, because now that you're looking at the wall this way, you'd want an outer right. So we'll put that in there, just like that. And now you have a corner piece that matches this way instead. So there's no trim on the outside of the house. And I guess it depends on what you want, what you prefer. There's also different types of corners in this kit, so you can also have windowed corners, and basically it's the exact same thing, but it's going to have a slot in here for a window. So that way, if you wanted to have, maybe you wanted a corner window or something, because these walls they're kind of large. So I left it up to the end user, I guess, to see. I mean, it's very intuitive and very easy to use. So if you wanted to say, maybe you wanted a corner on this wall, so you would take this wall out and you put an outer right. Let's just do this one. Try this window. And then, yep, they match up nice. So then we'll just You can see that this is going to be a tall window. It's not going to be a smaller one like you can see in the distance on this house here. So we will end up, I'll just put a window in there right now. So you can go to Building Components, Windows, and then you have glass for the windows and then windows itself. So we'll open up windows. Let's put a large 2-pane in there. And just like that, you have a window on the outside. And since we're right here, we can actually add the glass in it too. And the glass is also named the same. So if you look at window large 2-pane, which is what we just installed, you go glass, window large 2-pane. Where is it? There it is. There. Okay. It was right the first time. And now there's glass in it. The glass is all dirty. Right now all of my textures are set up to have this look pretty old and battered right now. So if that's not an art style, obviously if you watch the other video, you can see the material instance video, you can see that you can adjust all of the textures on these as well. Okay, so we'll just continue on. I'm just going to grab this wall, which is the first exterior wall that we used. And let's add another window piece in here. So we'll go to exterior, and then window walls. And let's add a small window here. Maybe we'll have a bathroom on there on the other side. And then we can put a window in it. So we'll go to Building Components, Windows, Windows. Let's add this one. It's a medium 2-pane, but it's a horizontal pane for the glass windows. And if you notice, you'll have a like a typical sliding window. You'll have one side that's out farther, so in the real life, I guess they could slide and not hit each other. But you also want to make sure that when you add the glass for this, that it's also the same way. So we'll find medium 2-pane, which is right here. And if you look at this glass, you can see that they are offset to match the window. So we'll want to rotate it the right way. And just like that, we got glass in that window. So let's add another corner. So we'll go to Building Components, Exterior, Corners, and let's add a basic corner. Let's do an outer left. And then an outer right. And then we can tell just by glancing off in the distance, there's 1, 2, 3 pieces. So obviously we're going to need 3 pieces of wall here to match up to the other side. Just keep that in mind when you're building. It actually doesn't matter. This kit was designed that if you wanted to, say, do something different and have a corner that comes back into the house, and then back out maybe, and then back out. I mean, the options are endless. You'll end up back in the same place. You're just gonna have to kind of wing it as you go. But you won't run into any issues where you're placing corners and the walls don't match up on the other side. Okay, so let's do a basic exterior wall right here. And let's make a big window, like a bay window. Maybe there's a living room over here. Actually, we'll swap that one out for that. So we'll do Building Components, Exterior, Window Walls. And we'll make a big one. So we'll just replace that with that. Okay, so let's add this one. And we'll put a window back in this windowed wall here. Let's do a big bay window. So we have a window large, double wide, 3-pane, bay. And you can tell that this window it's a large meaning the height. So if the naming convention would be that a large window like this one is a large window, but it's not a double wide. It's only a single wide piece, I guess, as far as it is. Once you understand the naming conventions, you can actually put these together really fast. So we'll do a window large, double wide, 3-pane bay. 3-pane meaning there's 3 panes of glass. And we'll just slide this in. And you shouldn't, the roots of all of the models are set up in such a way that you won't even have to adjust the height. Basically just your X and Y axis in Unreal. So you won't ever have to worry about messing around with the right height. And if everything's on a 10 grid snap, it should go together pretty quick. And we'll add the glass for this. So we'll go to Windows, Glass, 3-pane, bay. And we'll rotate that. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a medium. Large 3-pane, double. There we go. Large, double wide, 3-pane bay. And we'll just make sure, yep, everything's in. Okay, so now we'll maybe add a corner. So we'll go to corner, basic corner, and like I said previously, if you're just looking at a wall, you know that you're going to want a left side of this, so it's an outer left. And make sure that's snapped in. And then an outer right. And we will add, let's do another medium window here. Actually, we should probably do a doorway. So let's replace this outer cornered wall with a doorway, so we can add 2 doors to the house. So we'll take this, and we'll actually go to corners and door corners. So we know that we're looking at the wall. We're going to want an outer right corner. And you also have a yeah, so there's inners and outers, and I'll show the difference between an inner corner would be a corner that instead of on the outside of the house, it would come into the house. And I don't have an example, but we can add one right now actually. So let's do it this way. Let's do this, and we'll replace it with that. Move it over just a hair. And now we have a corner to the outside, a doorway corner to the outside, sorry. And now I'll show you guys the examples of an inner corner that I was talking about. So let's add a doorway to this quick. So it's just under building components, doorways. And we'll do a doorway. The difference between these doorways, if you look at these, is this doorway doesn't have a threshold on the bottom. And these would be, these would be good for doorways that are inside the house in the interior, in a hallway that goes to a bedroom or a bathroom or something like that. Then you have a doorway that's got a threshold that you could use for the outside. So we'll just add that there. And then we will add the inner corners, sorry. And then to do that, we will go to building components, exterior wall, and actually let's do it this way. Let's go to corners, basic corners. We'll do an outer left, an outer right, and we will move everything out by about 1 wall length. So I'll just take this. Oh, I meant to move that too. We'll take this, duplicate it, Let's do 2. Let's make this house a little bigger. I think we got it snapped right. Yep. Okay, so now we'll do an inner corner, and the inner corners are basically the same way, except if you look at these angles are going to be different, and these are for doing a corner the opposite way, just like that. So now when we have our house, you have kind of a big room here and a doorway that comes outside, just like that. So you have corners that go both ways. You can also do these corners the same way with the trim that you see here on this house over here. You can also add these in the same manner. You would just, like I had explained earlier, when you butt these ends, you would just do it the exact same way. So now you're going to want to add a outer corner left, and then simply an outer corner right, just like that. So now we have our basic layout of our house. If you wanted to, there's also inner corners with windows, so we could replace this. We already know that this is an inner left corner, so we could take this and we could go to building components, windows, the building components, exterior corners, windowed corners, and we can do like I said, this is an inner left, so you'd want to look for an inner left corner with a window. You could replace it with this one if you wanted. So now we have a window here as well. So we can add a, we knew we put a medium in there, so we'll find a medium window. Windows, medium, let's just put a 1 pane in here for now. And then we'll find the glass for that. And we know it's a medium 1 pane. There it is. Oh, I placed that one too high. Well, just for the sake of simplicity, I'll add it on the ground. There we go. Oh, I guess this piece didn't adjust right. Oh, that's why the window isn't down right. There we go. So now we have a 1 pane window as well on that wall. And now we'll add our doorway here. Building components, doorways. Let's just do a single doorway. Snap that into place. Snap that into place. There we go. So that's got a window and a glass. This now needs a door. So building components, we'll do exterior meshes, exterior door. And I haven't adjusted the texture on this door yet to look anything like it should, but now we have a door there, and we can add another door here. And snap that into place, make sure it's right, okay. And that's basically it. We have a entire layout for the house. We can now add things like the roof or anything else.